This video demonstrates how to enter results data into TracDat. First, you'll need to find the assessment unit. In this case, I'm using public health to enter the CSLOs. And if you are not in the correct assessment unit, you can find it by using the drop-down menu. On the home page, you see the different courses listed in the discipline. I'm going to enter a results for this course, Introduction to Public Health. Once I select it, it lists the CSLOs, but I then need to hit Results because this will take me to the Results section. I'm going to work on the second CSLO, and you may find that when you first enter this page, it looks like this. You can't see any of the methods of assessment, so you'll just need to select the caret on the left so that it expands and shows you the method of assessment. In this example, you'll notice that there's one method of assessment listed here and another one listed here. It's important that you tie your results to the correct method of assessment. In this case, you can see that in the spring, during the second cycle, one assessment method was used, and that was changed in the third cycle. Let's assume that during the fourth cycle we want to use this revised assessment method, and so we'll move over here to the Add Results circle and select it, and a new form will open. In this first box, you want to give a general narrative about your findings. So how many were assessed? What is the criterion for individual success? And what did you find? You'll then put the assessment cycle here. Let's say that this is fall 19. The next box that you'll need to determine is your institutional criteria. Now this represents the aggregate of the whole class, whereas you're first looking at if individual students are successful and each department sets that criterion. If you look at the aggregate in terms of what percent of the entire class was successful, that's what this is addressing. So if you had 100 students that you assessed and 80 of them or more were successful at meeting the CSLO, you would say that it's fully achieved, 80 to 100%. If 60 to 79% were successful, it's partially achieved, etc. The next thing you need to do is identify the modalities assessed. So if it's a traditional class, which is face-to-face, select traditional, or if the courses that you assessed fall in these other categories, select the one that's appropriate. This is referring to the sections that were assessed, not necessarily those that are offered. If you offer courses as online, you should be assessing sections of the online offering. You'll then type in the number of sections. Let's say that there was one traditional, no hybrids, and one online. We're then going to list how many students were assessed by each of the course offerings. So in the traditional, there were 30 students assessed, and the hybrid 0 because there were no hybrid sections. And then online, let's say another 30. Then we want to list how many were successful. In the traditional class, let's say that 25 were successful. The hybrid is 0 because there were no hybrid sections. And then in the online, let's just say there was 25. That's all you need to enter, and then you'll just hit Save and Return.